Hello, I'm Jeremy, and today we're going to look into. Let me scroll back up here. Column on wokeness ruining Disney, and the experience draws backlash. This is from the New York Times. The person who did this, he's a columnist over at the Orlando Sentinel. I think his name is Jonathan. Yeah, Jonathan Van Boskorick. Anyways, I don't know a lot about Disney. I've been once whenever I was a little kid. Right here, this Pirates ride right here. I went on that. I enjoyed it. And man, people just they go above and beyond, and they make so many stupid assumptions on behalf of everybody else, and then they want to dictate to everyone else what's going on, and it's just. But I want to show that, as always, not trying to change anyone's mind. I'm just trying to show that people are lying left and right all over the place. Whether if they're doing it intentionally or not is something else. That's a different discussion. So we're going to talk a little bit about this article. We're going to talk about Disney World, Disney as a whole, Song of the South. We're not going to play the song, I guess. And this column, and then a little bit about Styxhexenhammer and about taxes and how all these things just kind of go together. I'm going to have links in the description below for Styxhexenhammer's video. It is called Biden's Plan to Restore the Bad Old Days of the Obama Tax Rate. And I tell you what, he does a pretty good job of talking about this. I've got more to add to it, of course, as always. We're going to talk about this columnist here and how I don't believe he's wrong with any of this stuff. Yeah, so that's what we're going to cover. If you like what I'm doing, hit that like button, give it a thumbs up, so then that way I know what you're interested in. Leave a comment if there's something more that you wish to add. That's fine. I got no problems with that at all. Good, bad, the ugly, I don't care. And I have Patreon and Subscribestar. I'm going to need help with all this. It's not easy starting up a company and getting all this done. It's going to take a while. I'm perfectly aware of that. It is what it is, but it's going to happen. So let's go ahead and get into it right here with this article in a column at the Orlando Sentinel. And the reason why I'm not pulling up the Orlando Sentinel is because you have to actually pay for it, and I'm not going to pay. And so the guy who wrote it is a Disney fan, and he's getting upset because Disney is caring more about the politics than anything else. And I don't think that's far-fetched at all. There's a lot of money to be made, so I know that with this COVID relief package, if I remember correctly, Disney is one of those companies that they received billions. Just like the Tesla received billions, the Bill Gates Fund received billions. This is supposed to be a relief package for people. Why are these organizations getting it? I'll tell you what happened with this money that went to the Bill Gates Fund. All their people who are working there, they're getting paid. They're getting paid well, and they're getting bonuses. They're fine. But whoever it is that they're supposed to be helping, it's like a small fraction of it actually went to them. You know why? Because that's what happens all the time. It's a bunch of platitudes. Sounds really nice, but there's no accountability. So this is by Jesus Jimenez. Because Disney cares more about politics than happy guests. And people online are attacking this guy. So I watched this from The Quartering, from another guy named Jeremy, and it was like, oh man, it just, everything about it just made me cringe. I don't care where he lives. But the columnist he is rethinking his commitment to the amusement park in the city of Orlando, Florida, home of Disney World, and that the more that Disney goes away from the values and the visions of Walt Disney, the less Disney World means to me. It's like, yeah, I mean, this is exactly what they're doing. I haven't liked Disney for a long time. They buy up all of these intellectual rights, so they're buying up like movies and TV shows and all this stuff. They bought up Fox, which includes Fox News, and I've noticed a bit of a turn with Fox News since they've been bought up by Disney, and I don't like any of it. I liked the Phase 1, 2, and 3 of the Marvel movies. Those were all really good, except for Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel is absolutely ridiculous. If you want to know how bad that is, there is a YouTube channel called Mauler, and he just destroys this movie. It's not that Captain Marvel is just kind of bad or kind of weak. It's insanely stupid. It is absolutely ridiculous. This guy goes through the entire movie, and there's so much wrong with it that he does not stop. The whole movie, he criticizes everything. The thing is like almost 2 hours long. It's like, how do you do that? The Captain Marvel character, he starts referring to her as Plank because there's not one damn thing that happens to her. I understand. You may not get what I'm talking about because I was oblivious to all this too. And now that I've just kind of recently starting watching videos about people who are critiquing movies, oh, my enjoyments of movies has just taken a nosedive. It's like, yeah, that's a good point. That's another good point. That is dumb. That's incredibly stupid. I do have a better appreciation for better played out movies. But Captain Marvel is, for all intents and purposes, as far as what I understand as of this moment right now, is that it's a woke piece of trash. And they're going to continue to move this way into phases 4, 5, and 6 in the Marvel Universe. It's like, I don't care. I don't want to hear any of this. I don't care. I like movies that are based off of people who have good morals and good values and how that affects their life. So it's like, I'm not a fan of Black Panther. I mean, it was kind of okay. One of the biggest problems that I had was that you get to lead just because you can beat up people. Well, I guess I ought to go out into the world and beat up people. Oh, guess what? I'm not that strong. There are plenty of guys out there who are bigger and stronger than me and who'd be able to wail on me. And you know what? They're dumb as dirt, too. It makes no sense. It's no sense. That is so stupid. I wish it had been something more. It should have been something more. They've been doing this so well with so many more of the Marvel movies. Now, I didn't like all of them. I didn't like the first Thor. I liked all of the Iron Man movies because I like Iron Man and Robert Downey Jr. I like him a lot. I'm sure there's plenty to kind of criticize the movies over, though. But I do like those quite a bit. I like the Winter Soldier. It was okay. Captain America: The First Avenger. I've seen so many World War II movie themed shows. My life is just it was hard for me to get into it. It was okay. It was okay. Loved Civil War. That one was great. I liked that one a lot. I absolutely 100% agree with Captain America on that. Tony Stark is total trash in that. And I loved Infinity Wars. Endgame was a little lackluster for me. It was kind of good that they got to kind of close everything out. I hated the direction that they went with Thanos in that one, though, because with Infinity War, they were showing that Thanos was actually kind of struggling with all this, whenever he's done the snap and he's in that. I forgot what it's not death. It's wherever Gamora's trapped at, that alternate reality thing. And she asks him, whenever she appears as a child, what did it cost? And it was like everything, and he was not pleased about it. And it's like, that would have been, I wanted to hear more about that. It's like, what? He's not such a cut and dry villain after all? Good. It explains some of this stuff, It's like that. Oh man, I just wanted to hear so much more about it. And then they just completely abandoned it all and just like, it was still okay, but it was like, I was expecting more. Oh, I was so excited for it, and then got that nonsense. I guess I'm kind of ranting on a little bit, but that's all right. But they're doing this. They bought up movies like Total Recall, and then they re-released it, and it was trash. They did that with Ghostbusters, and that one with those girls. I haven't seen it, but it was just immediately from the get-go, it's trash. Total Recall, what's that other one? I think it was another RoboCop. They redid RoboCop. That was trash. Bought that one up, redid it. I'm so tired of revamping movies. People criticize Disney all the time about having no creativity. It's like, yep. Do they make anything new? I don't know if they make anything new. Did they make anything new? No. Frozen, which was propaganda trash about girls and female power and all this kind of stuff, and it's like, you're pushing it. You're just. So what happened with that movie? The little girls who were watching it don't understand what's going on, and so it's the same thing with the Song of the South. I remember watching that whenever I was little, and I liked that little song, Zippity Doo Dah. It's like, it's a fun song. It's where they're just saying to not take things so seriously, to relax. Everything's okay. It's her birthday. These people are just racist. That's all they are. They see race all the time. They think about it all the time. They are racist. They are so stupid and pathetic that they have nothing better to do with themselves than to be racist. What you focus in on matters. And Dr. Jordan Peterson talks about this a lot. There is a video. Oh, how's it go? Where you're told to count how many times the ball gets passed back and forth during a basketball game between two teams, and to count how many times it's been passed with both teams. During the middle of this exercise, a guy comes out in a gorilla costume, and about half the people who watch the video don't notice the guy who comes out in the gorilla costume. They're like, what? And then they go back and watch it again. It's like, oh. Because you pay attention to what you focus on. It's like you don't know what's going on in the peripherals. You don't know even what's going on around. Describe your floor right now, your ceiling. Right now, there are cracks in your ceiling and in your walls, wherever it is that you are. Where are they? How many are there? Where are there smudges in the paint or in the wall? They're there. Why don't you notice them? Because you can't do everything. You can't even notice everything. Your minds are not, nobody's mind is like that, where you can notice every single little detail of every little thing that's going on. So the more that you focus in on something, the more you're going to be aware of that particular thing. So for example, with me, because of I'm getting older, I'm really worried about getting married. Well, not so much getting married, but having children. I want to be married to a good woman. I don't want some kind of psychopath who wants to make everything about her. I want a woman who wants to be married for the rest of her life, stop dating because we are getting too old for this nonsense, who really wants to have children. And I know that in order to make that easier to accomplish, is that I need to take care of myself. She'll have to take care of herself. I'm not going to waste my time with a woman who's in poor health or overweight. And it's because I've taken care of myself. I'm going to introduce this lifestyle to my children. So that means that my wife, their mother, has got to be on board with all this stuff. I can't I don't have time to wait around for her to change if she's not already like that. And I see this all the time. I see these families and these couples and all this, and it's like, I gotta make some time for this stuff. I can't put this off anymore. I can't just. I need to get more serious with it and stop having all these little meaningless relationships with women. But I see it all the time, and it brings me down. And I see it in movies and TV shows and with friends and family members, and just going out, just generally in public, just doing whatever it is that I'm doing at that time, and it brings me down. So it's just like with this Song of the South. Oh, it's so racist, and it's like, you know what? Just like with these little girls who watch Frozen, they don't understand all the wokeness that's going on with it. I didn't understand that either whenever I watched Song of the South, and I still really don't. It's because I don't care. I don't give a damn. I understand that, yes, this was back somewhere set in the time of the Civil War. And I read a little bit about it today, where some of the critics are saying, no, this is during, some of them are saying it's after. It's like, so what? Who cares? The Civil War happened. Slavery happened. Yes, both those things suck. Where we went to war with ourselves and that we had slaves. So what? It happened. We need to learn from it, but we just don't expunge it from history. You can be negative or you can be positive. And the positive thing about it is to say, yes, we're going to learn and we're going to be better people. That's the way life is all the time for every single solitary person. Whenever you're a little kid, you do things that are wrong all the time. Whenever you grow older, it doesn't change. I do things wrong all the time still today, and it will absolutely never stop. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. No one's perfect. That doesn't mean that you just forget about everything. It means, no, you better learn. You better act like an adult. You better learn from your mistakes. You better make changes. How the hell are people so stupid that they don't understand that? You don't stay the same. Whenever you're dealing with little children, for example, the only thing that little children can do is say they're sorry because they're too stupid, because they're too young to be able to do anything better. And this is one of the things that makes adults different, is that adults should not be saying that they're sorry. Sometimes maybe that's the only thing that you can do, but whenever they can, oh, this girl. Anyways, where was I? Oh, and so whenever I was watching Song of the South, one of the big songs, I'm sure that they have several, I haven't seen it in decades, but it's Zippity Doo Dah. My oh my, what a wonderful day. And the song is just literally about, don't be so wound up, relax, everything's okay, it's fine. And whenever I was watching it, I liked that song, and we went to church every Sunday whenever I was growing up, and I had this attitude of, well, that's a Christian thing. Is that, so what other people think, so what's going on with the government, don't be materialistic, don't love money and wealth, enjoy the day, be thankful that you're alive, be grateful. And it's like, yes. And that's what I saw out of it, because that was my life. That was my home life. It wasn't this racist crap that these idiots say. You know what? If they're all a bunch of racists and that's all that they see, then they've got something wrong with them. Something is seriously screwed up with them. You know, it's just like you can say there's something wrong with me, wanting to see families and all this that I'm missing out all over the place. It's not like it's not wrong either, but it's my issue. It's not yours. It's not anybody else's. Same thing with these fools who see racism all the time. It's not my fault that that's the way that you are. It's not my fault that you zoom in on that. That's yours. And you can shut the hell up with it, and you can get your nose out of my life. Stupid little, I ain't got nothing better to do, little Karens. Shut up. I don't give a damn. Get your head out your... Yeah. And it's the same thing with all this. I went on Wikipedia and read all this controversial stuff. It's like, it's not controversial. They want to make all these sharp associations to it about how oh, this is all racist and all this stuff. It's like, dude, it's cartoon characters, and it's just them dancing, and they're talking about how, like, the little fox leaves home because he's like, I got nothing but a bunch of problems here, and I'm just gonna go somewhere else. And Uncle Remus says, well, there's no place that you can go where there aren't troubles, so you're not doing anything. And it's like, yes, that's a great life lesson. It's like, you can't run from your problems, and even if you do manage to go far enough away where all the people and everything associated with your problems are a thing of the past, you're just going to have new ones. Nobody doesn't have problems. What are you talking about? So it's like, there's some cute little morals and values in this to get out of it. And it's just, and all these people who criticize it, it's like they're too stupid. It just goes over their head. It's like, you're an idiot. Nobody cares about exactly the time frame in which this has happened. It's like, shut up. Oh, you're just pathetic. And this is what this guy's talking about here about Disney World. It's like, nobody's coming for the politics. They want to get lost. They want to forget their problems, and they don't want to hear about stuff about wokeness and racism and all this other stuff. It's like, yep. So to continue on with the article, Disney has made changes to its parks in recent years to make them more inclusive and provide an experience that all of our guests can connect with and be inspired by. To make them more inclusive? What are you talking about? Did you have police there who were telling people that they literally couldn't go? I've never seen that. I did not experience that whenever I went. I have not seen pictures of police and being some kind of news thing where police were keeping people. I have no idea what they're talking about. Who are these people that they were not allowing into the parks? Among the changes, Disney announced last year a retheming of Splash Mountain, which was previously based on the 1946 Disney song or film Song of the South, in which a former slave recounts African folktales. So what? I've never been to Splash Mountain. It's just a ride. Well, what's wrong with African folktales? What's wrong with the slave talking about his experiences? Why aren't you being inclusive to them? Why are you trying to wipe them out of history like their experiences don't matter? This makes no sense. Changes have extended beyond Disney's parks, such as the decision not to stream Song of the South on Disney. It's just him singing about what a nice day it is. That is literally all it is. If you manage to get something else out of it, you've got too much time on your hands. It's whenever I hear something like this, I think of that movie with Jim Carrey, 23. I never watched it, but I understand the premise of it, and that is that he sees 23 all over the place. And it's because, yes, if you do enough math, you can bring up 23 everywhere. If you add, subtract, multiply, and divide, if you just do enough of it, you'll be able to come to 23. It's like, oh, I have 24. How can that happen? Well, if you add 22 and divide by 2, I got 23. That's the general premise of it. And it's the same thing with these nut jobs. Jim Carrey is nuts in that movie. And it's the same thing with these stupid people who just want to go nuts with this. It's like, you're going way too far with it. Get a life. Disney World reopened its Pirates of the Caribbean's ride in 2018, replacing a scene that shows pirates selling off women in an auction. This scene now depicts the sale of townspeople most prized possessions and goods, according to... So what? You think that women have never been sold before? You think men haven't? Children? Senior citizens? I mean, it's literally slaves. Slavery has happened all around the world, all throughout history. What the hell are you talking about? Just because you change this, it doesn't change the fact that it's happened. Who does not understand that slavery is wrong? Who does not understand that selling women or men or anyone is wrong? You know, you think it's better that, oh, well, they went in and they still stole and they beat everyone up and they took their possessions and now they're selling them. Are you trying to say that thievery is good? It's like, what? It's better? What, like this much? It's like, no, it's all wrong, no matter what it is. And you can argue about which one you might consider to be more wrong. It's like, and I don't know, I don't care, because I get it. It's all wrong. What the hell's wrong with you? These are people who don't have any kind of morals or values of any kind, because they don't care. They don't understand. A little FYI kind of cool bit is that the whole Pirates of the Caribbean ride, Disney made that up themselves. And then it later led to the movies with Johnny Depp. Completely all from Disney. It's just something they completely created from scratch. Pretty cool. Too bad they don't do that kind of stuff today. Among other changes, the company announced that it was building on the story of the Jungle Cruise at Disneyland and Disney World to include new adventures that stay true to the experience we know and love, more humor, wildlife, and Skipper Heart. What the hell's Skipper Heart? And also reflect and value the diversity of the world around us. I do not know what the controversy is with building on the story of the Jungle Cruise at Disneyland. Is that supposed to be controversial? I don't know. I don't care. Okay, the cruise includes an indigenous character named Trader Sam who sells shrunken heads. The character was recently removed from the ride. Oh, apparently all I had to do was read a little bit more. So what? So what if that's what he did? Who cares? What are you talking about? We are addressing negative depictions of natives in the attraction. And the columnist said Disney was taking a woke scalpel to the Jungle Cruise. Yep, that's it. Well, with all of it, every grown-up in the room realizes that Trader Sam is not a representation of reality and is meant as a funny and silly there's a word I don't think I've ever seen in my life. Is meant to be a funny and silly caricature. The columnist wrote, it is no more based in racism than every Disney caricature of an out-of-touch white American dad. Yep. Columnist, who described himself as a Christian and conservative Republican, said that he and his family have been Disney customers for decades, and that in additional to annual visits, that they also took cruises, 1 or 2 a year. The Las Vegas Review-Journal. Ooh, I'm sure they're trash. And court documents identify the columnist as Clark County's Chief Deputy District Attorney. Okay, so the District Attorney's Office and the columnist did not respond to requests for comment on Saturday. So, where the hell do they have to respond to you for a damn thing? Who cares? These parks are less fun because of immersion, and thus the joy is taking a backseat to politics. The columnist wrote, it's like, yep, immersion should not be sacrificed on the altar of political correctness and appeasing to Twitter mob. Yes, Twitter mob's like a minute voice of the population that mean absolutely nothing. Then a Twitter mob came for the columnists, whose comments drew a strong reaction online, including from some politicians. Of course, because politicians don't give a damn. They're looking to appease their base so that they can get votes, so they can get elected again. They don't care about what's right or wrong. They don't have any values either. I don't give a damn who they are, Republicans or Democrats. Representative Val Demings, whoever the hell that is, represents Florida's 10th congressional district where Disney World is. So what? I don't give a damn where this fool is. I don't care if he's from there or not. Said on Twitter that she supported Disney's work to be more inclusive. They're not being more inclusive. They're literally taking away. They're not adding to anything. I'm proud to represent a community that is welcoming, tolerant, and always evolving to offer the best experience. Who have they been excluding? Who have they been excluding? You're contradicting yourself. What a liar. Florida state lawmaker Anna Eskimo, I'm going to call her Eskimo, took a different approach on Twitter. I don't care either. So an adult man from Las Vegas is mad about Disney removing racist characters and animatronics rapists from the rides. Where was the rape going on? And even if there was, so what? You should also stop doing any kind of violence. All action movies and video games should be gone too. All of it. Why stop there? If you are so insecure, if you are so stupid that you can't make, if you don't have an obvious and clear line between fiction and reality, between a damn ride and the world that we live in today, you should be thrown in the Looney Tunes bin. I don't know. You're an idiot. Oh. The columnist criticized other changes Disney has made, such as one announcement this month to allow greater flexibility for Disney employees regarding forms of personal expression, such as nail and hairstyles and visible tattoos. Yeah. Oh. The problem is I'm not traveling across the country to pay thousands of dollars to watch someone I do not know express themselves, he wrote. Yeah, me too. I can walk out my door and see that trash. If that's what I want to see, I don't want to see it. He continues, I'm there for the immersion of the fantasy, not the reality of a stranger's self-expression. Preach. Right. I do not begrudge these people their individuality, and I wish them well in their personal lives, but I do not get to express my individuality at my place of business. So I'm going to tear this up on both sides. First part of this, absolutely right. I didn't come... Who the hell goes to any place to learn about these people to express themselves? You know what? If I'm traveling to any country in the world and I want to be immersed in their culture, I don't want to see anybody expressing their personal current values. What's some good examples of this? I mean, it's everything. It's absolutely everything. If you're going to the Cheesecake Factory, I don't want to see that. It's like, I don't care what you do on your own time, but this is my time. And I paid for the Cheesecake Factory or Disney World or for the movie theater experience or whatever it is that I'm doing. If I'm going to Six Flags, or if I'm going on a cruise, or whatever kind of travel destination, I want to experience what I've traveled there for, and it's not some piece of trash. 100%. And I do not begrudge these people their individuality. I do. I absolutely do. It's like, screw you. Were there people there who were complaining about this? It's like, well, I should be allowed to do this. No, you shouldn't. If that's what you wanted to do on your own time, I don't care. But that also doesn't mean that I like it. Not all individuals are good people. I don't want anything to do with it. So yes, I will begrudge you based off of that individual person. If you're a good person, that's one thing. If you're a bad person, that's another thing. But I don't give a damn if you're an individual or not, because obviously you are. Every single person is. And just because you're an individual, you're a person, I'm not going to respect you. If you're trash, you're trash. And you can go do that somewhere else. And I wish them well in their personal lives. I don't know. I do not. I wish them the best. I don't know. It's kind of such a general thing. It's like, I do not wish people well in their personal lives if they're pursuing trash and garbage. If they have horrible values and all that stuff, I don't wish you well. I don't wish you well in your ventures. I do not care. Those are trash. It's garbage. I don't wish you well for that. But I do not get to express my individuality at my place of business. I don't care about that either. I don't give a damn what's going on at your work. I don't care about that at all. Because maybe there are some places where you do need to express your individuality. Especially if you have some kind of job where you're supposed to be creative. Maybe that would be a good place to have something like that going on. So, no, I'm criticizing all over on that place. Disney announced in a blog post written by Josh, chairman of Disney Parks Experience and Products, that the change would allow its cast members to express their cultures and individuality at work, and for the company to remain relevant in today's workplace. So it sounds like, yes, they are just pandering to the woke mob, and I have no interest in going. It's not like I ever went, but I wasn't against ever going to Disney World or Disneyland or any of the other Disney places. But the more Disney keeps doing this, it's like, this is it. I'm not going. I always thought at some point in time that I would have children and that we would go at least once. I would figure a few times, but there's no way it's going to happen. It's like, you know what? If I want kind of trash like that, I'll go to Six Flags. And at least then, it's like, I know what to expect. Screw Disney. I don't want any of this stuff. We're not going to watch Frozen in that trash. And it's not because I really don't have anything particularly against Frozen, but because they want to shove all this wokeness, it's like, we're not going to watch it. I don't care. It's just, no. Because Disney's not going to get any of my money. They can all burn. Disney didn't immediately respond to a request for comment. So, I'm sorry, same thing. They are not obligated to respond to you at all. I don't care. So what? So he said, I got better things to do. I don't care. Same thing with the columnists who didn't respond. So what? I don't need their response so that I can have a happier life. I can make up my own minds. I can look into this stuff. It's something that's really concerning me. The decision is among many of the park is taking to bring a greater focus of inclusivity and belonging for our cast after listening to cast members about their ideas for change. Oh, there you go. Listening to cast members. I do not care about these poor minimum wage workers who don't know jack about jack. I am not coming there to meet these morons. I don't give a damn. It's like, you better dress up in your Mickey Mouse costume or your Cinderella outfit, put a damn smile on your face, wave, and come up and treat my kids well, or anybody else's kids whenever they come there. Shut the hell up. If that's what you want, you know what? As everybody likes to say, if you want to go to a Disney World where you get to express yourself as your cast members and that's what you want, then go start your own. Oh. The columnist from the what was the name of that place? The Orlando.
Or just click the link
below
and give it a try.
The Orlando Sentinel, the original columnist from, wrote that the next time he rides a Jungle Cruiser or looks at Splash Mountain, he will think about Disney's political agenda. That's a mood killer, he wrote. Yep, me too. Me too. There's nothing going on with Disney that I like whatsoever. I don't like the reboots. I don't like them changing up all these rides. You know what? If they were redoing the animatronics so that everything was technically up to date, that they were moving better and they had more motion, something like that. Maybe they were touching up the paint, or maybe they were just completely replacing it, that the paint was fading, things were falling apart, and it's like, great. Go ahead, do that kind of stuff. But we're not going to change this stuff for no good reason at all whatsoever. You know what? Telling children that the world is just perfect and none of this stuff, it's like, Go screw yourself. Go screw yourself. The way that you stop this stuff is that you have to make good, compelling arguments as to why these values are good, whatever it is that you're trying to push for, and that these are bad, and you have to bring your arguments. You have to bring your A game. You have to bring your points. You have to bring the positive and the negative and all that stuff. And that's what I'm doing here. So it's just nonsense, all of it. And then they want to say they were criticizing them, some of these people on Twitter, about how, well, if you don't like what Disney's doing, they're a private company and they can do whatever they want. And so if you don't like it, then go start up your company. It's like, no, this is what Disney has been doing forever, and they haven't been particularly woke that I know of, except for the past few years or whatever. And so if that's what you want to do, then why didn't you go start up your own company and do it instead of going around changing something that's already been there and established? So it's like, yeah, take it both ways. And then here, Styxhexenhammer is talking about how Biden plans to restore the bad old days of the Obama tax rate, and he nails it. He's like, Trump did an amazing job, and that Obama lied and said, well, we're just not going to be able to get to these low levels anymore. And then Trump came into office, and he did it. He took all these garbage things that Obama said, and he said, screw you, I'm going to do it, and he did it. He changed the tax rate. He made it so that it was lower for everybody, and he just didn't mess around with the rich, but he did it for everyone. And people were dumb that they were like, well, I only got $1,500 back on my tax return instead of $2,000. Yes, because you were taxless, you moron. He's absolutely correct in that. They can't give you back more money when they lower your taxes. That was exactly what was supposed to happen. Everything is just backwards clown world. They don't understand this stuff. And then there was this one video, several videos talking about how, what's that guy's name? His name is not Kathleen Jenner. Kathleen Jenner. What's that idiot's name? Bruce Jenner. Bruce Jenner. Yeah, fuck Bruce Jenner. Pardon. That is a dude. He's an ugly looking woman because he's not a woman. He's trash. He's garbage. It's a lie, and I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie for anybody. This goes back again to, this is just an individual. And you respect. I'm not going to respect him. I'm not going to respect lies. I'm not going to do this for anything, anytime, anywhere. That as long as I'm aware of these things, I'm not going to do that. If that's what this guy wants to do, go ahead. I'm not going to live in your fantasy world. So here's some of the problems with all this stuff with transgenderism, is that this guy is never going to be able to get pregnant. He doesn't have a uterus. He's never going to be able to produce ovaries and eggs and all that stuff. It's never going to happen. He has the physical makeup of a body. He's, what is it, the X or the Y chromosomes? What is it? Women have both X's. Men have both X and Y's. And so what do women have? Both X's or both Y's? He's never going to change his chromosomes over so they're both the same. It's never going to happen. This is not a woman. This is a dude who's got some screwed up trash going on in his head. And I don't care. It's always going to be a dude. He's just insecure and just insane. And that's it. And I don't wish him well, because he's not well. Maybe I do wish him well. Maybe I do. But I don't wish him well in his endeavors for this. I don't wish him well for his endeavors to continue on to lie. That's what I don't wish for at all. It's like, no, you are a liar. I do not trust you. You cannot tell the truth about something that's so blatantly obvious that you will never be a woman. Period. There's no getting around that at all. He is a liar. And it's not like, it is 100% intentional. He is 100% perfectly, completely aware that he is never going to have female parts. His bones are never going to rearrange themselves so he has the bone structure of a woman. His sight is never going to be that of a woman. The way that he smells is never going to be that of a woman. All of these things are never going to be that of a woman. He's had some cosmetic stuff done. So, no, absolutely not. Just, it's trash. Every last bit of it. If he wants to do that, that's fine. But trying to tell me that I have to respect that, it's like, no. What about me? What about respecting me and what is the truth, which is you're a dude. I don't give a damn about you. If you want to go out and play like you're a woman, go ahead. I don't need your validation in this, in saying whatever it is that I'm saying. I don't need you to agree with me with that truth that you're a man who's playing like a woman. I don't need you to come and agree with me. I don't care. I have a problem whenever you get in my face and you're telling me that I have to agree with you. No. Because you know what? I am not confused. And I am a man. And I am an adult. And I'm strong. I am very strong. And I'm not doing that. Anyways. The video's gone on pretty good. I feel very great about all this. And seems like a good place to stop. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. I got a little more wrapped up in this because I hate all this woke stuff. It's like just be Disney. Just have fun. Play with it. You know, if you want to throw up little things here and there, it's like this is all in good fun or whatever. No, take it. Just get rid of it all. It's the parents' job to do this stuff. You can take parents there, and they'll see some of this stuff, and maybe they'll talk to their kids about it in a good way. Maybe they'll talk to their kids in a bad way about it. You know what most parents will do? They just won't talk about it at all. Most of these parents are just going to be like, well, wasn't that fun? And they'll have a good little experience, just like whenever they go to the movies, just like whenever they play video games. It's like I played violent video games my entire life. I did not go on a mass shooting spree anytime, anywhere in my life. Same thing with all my friends and family members, with all my cousins, and everybody else that growing up. We all played these violent video games, and I don't know of one single person who went around just killing people. I'm sure that there's probably going to be some people I know who have flipped out for whatever reasons, and they do something that's totally screwed up. But it's obviously not movies or video games, because if that was the case, then every time whenever one of these violent movies or video games or TV shows or something comes out, then that should be going on every single time that happens. But it doesn't. You know why? Because there's not an association, because people are not that stupid. And that's what they're doing all the time with this woke nonsense. They're saying that everybody's so stupid that they can't figure this out on their own, so I have to intervene to protect them. No, you don't. The only person who's stupid here is you. Anyways, I'm done. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. I hope you learned something. I'm not trying to change your mind. I'm just trying to show you that there's lies that are going on. And we'll catch you again for next time. Bye.